as with anything that is brought into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, it's everything is done a little bit differently, and I'm assuming that's not going to be the case in Secret Warriors. Now, I know you haven't started shooting it, but what can you tell us about the MCU version of Secret Warriors?
Well, I think a better way of looking at it is that what we're going to focus on this season is really this word inhuman. And the idea about it is that when you take a look at like Clark, Agent Coulson, and who's lost his arm and who came back to life with alien DNA inside of him, right there you're dealing with this idea of how human am I? Like, so in that question of what he's going to do with his life. And then you look at someone like Ward, and you saw what Ward was doing at the end of last season, and so when he is now out on this new mission, one could argue that he acts in an inhuman way. And then there's the Marvel version of what inhuman is. And what that means is at the end of last season, what we saw was that the Terrigen is actually out there. And so, it's a very simple concept for people to be able to understand is that if you have the gene inside of you and you come in contact with the Terrigen, you get triggered. And once you get triggered, you are now enhanced. And if you're enhanced, how are you going to deal with that? How would you deal with the fact that you woke up one morning and your whole house is on fire and you set that fire? And so, is it terrifying? Is it empowering? And then you bring S.H.I.E.L.D. into that in order to contain, maybe you have to put down, or maybe recruit. And as we've seen in the past, when S.H.I.E.L.D. gets involved in those situations, it doesn't always go the right way. And so when those things happen, what we want to be able to do is be able to tell stories that feel very Marvel. And that is, when you look around us now in today's society, the subject of tolerance is so important to us, and the differences between us, whether it's race or religion or whether it's your choice of sexuality, all those things we are either becoming more tolerant to or more intolerant of. And that's a great place for us to start, because you use that as your metaphor for people who wake up and they're different, and then now S.H.I.E.L.D. gets to get into that so we can have the great action that we love and at the same time be able to tell stories that have a really nice meatiness to them.
Like looking for their identity, basically.
Exactly.
You ended the panel on kind of a cliffhanger with Simmons as the season ended.
We did, didn't we?
Yes, a little bit. Can you maybe give us any hints about maybe on an emotional level how fans can expect to feel about it?
Well, I think the easiest way is to wait and see as we are back Tuesday, September 29th. But as you can imagine, the person who's going to be hit hardest by this is Fitz. And what is he going to do about it? I mean, we've seen Fitz having to conquer an enormous physical problem in his own personal life. And as we saw as the season went on, he became stronger and stronger. And so now faced with this, what's going to happen to him? I mean, is he going to take a downward spiral, or is he going to take that strength and go to a new place? So that's just the beginning of it.